Hi there and welcome back. Dan again from CleanGuru. And today's message, building walkthroughs. Effective versus efficient. Effective versus efficient. Well, what are we talking about today? Let me tell you a story. When I was a much younger guy in the cleaning business, first starting off, I imagine I became very efficient at it. If efficient was defined as being very hurried and fast and running through it to get done in the shortest amount of time, well, I was probably pretty efficient because I was nervous. And so when I was going through the building, I didn't know enough questions to ask. I certainly didn't build much rapport or kind of a relationship with the person. I just said, here's what I need, thank you, here's my card. And it was very fast, I guess we could say efficient. Certainly there was information that I needed, and I got some of it. What I'm suggesting to you is to consider trying to become more and more effective. Efficient is just how fast we do it and that we get everything that we needed. And certainly it's important to get the information. Effective means what are we really trying to do in the bid walkthrough? Well, let's assume that you've got to get the right information. So whether it be the floor types, the size, the use of the building, all the measurements, what they're looking for as far as the cleaning, the schedule, all of the things you're trying to find out, certainly you do need to do that. But remember too, that to be effective in the building walkthrough, we need to take time to build rapport. So we want to visit. We do want to visit. We want to kind of calmly in a relaxed way give them time to open up with us. Ask questions that allow them to open up to us. Good open-ended questions. Spending enough time without becoming a burden to them, but giving them sufficient time and you sufficient time to get to know each other. So that's an effective part of the whole thing. I mean, when you go out of the building, you want to walk out with more than just the notes. You want to walk out with the notes and the data and the information, and you want to walk out with knowing you advanced the relationship. We're further ahead now. We've gotten to know one another. That's effective, not just efficient. Here's another example. Bidding software. There may be plenty around. Tony and I have a bidding software that we encourage and that we promote. And certainly we think it's a terrific idea. Why? Because to be effective, this bidding software, let's say on a tablet, can be in a very impressive, professional way to gather your information as you're going through a building. And it stands in stark contrast to the old days when folks would either not know what to ask or just jot some things down with paper and pen. Well, we talk about efficient versus effective. Well, when you use a bidding software, and it doesn't have to be ours, use anyone that you feel comfortable with. But when you use it on a tablet, for example, you're really sending a message about your professionalism. You leave that bid walkthrough and you've left an impression in their mind. So now we've built relationship, you've left an impression and gave them a message about you and your company that's very professional. That's important. I guess we'd say that's effective. So efficiency is one thing. We need to keep working on this idea of becoming more and more effective. Hope that helps for today. Have a good week, and until next time, remember that you can do this. You really can.